Meaning that when you look at Alex Pereira, he has two ways to go about his fights. Look at all his fights. Even from the Sean Strickland to the Izzy Adesanya to Khalil Roundtree, Yuri Prohaska, both those fights, Jamal Hill. You look at all those fights, it always starts off by the leg kick. He wants a reaction. He was circling. Magomed Ankalaev was southpaw at the beginning. He was going southpaw. He would go outside kick, wants a reaction from that calf kick. Wasn't really getting a reaction from the calf kick. Ankalaev wasn't really addressing the calf kick. You know, a couple times he was saying it, he was checking it, but he wasn't really addressing it. But not really big reaction. No urgency to be able to like, oh God, I gotta get to him. Oh God, this is hurting. I think that was the first thing. And two, if Alex Pereira can't get to that flow state, meaning that if I go jab and slip 2-3 or 2 slip 2-3, you watch when he does all the sparring, when he's sparring in Korea, when he's sparring in Australia, or when he's hitting pads. It needs to be that pop, 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 pop. It needs to be that flow state. He wasn't able to get there. The reason why is because Ankalaev did a good job of getting extremely close to Alex Pereira. And then each time they got super close, Ankalaev would never overextend. He would never expose himself. And either would Alex Pereira. That's why you have this fight where you see Alex Pereira, he'll be backing up, he'll move and going, he'll go lateral, he'll go to the right, go left, outside kick the legs, and then Alex Pereira is like, okay, am I going to be defending strikes or am I going to be defending a takedown? Typically, when you're trying to defend a takedown, you want to make sure your base is good, you're on balance. You don't want to throw a right hand to overshoot your shot, you're off balance. That is going to be easier for your opponent to take you down. So that's why you saw Alex Pereira, he would go back and forth. And each time Magomed Ankalaev shot in, Alex Pereira was always on balance and defended every single takedown from Ankalaev. Now, another thing that Ankalaev did very well is that each time Alex Pereira tried to get any offense off, he would disengage, keep distance, keep the void nice and juicy for him. That way he can see it. And then Alex Pereira will get extremely close to him and not, this is the biggest thing, Alex Pereira never shot a takedown. Alex Pereira never went into the clinch and try to, sweep him and do a double leg or pull guard. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He never used any of the other elements into fighting, but he never has because he's never had to in all his other fights. And all the other guys he's fought has never tried to threaten a takedown as much as Ankalaev has. I mean, Yuri Prohaska did, but he got elbowed and then got knocked out. And then the second time they fight, he threw the high kick and got knocked out. You saw Alex Pereira try to throw that high kick. Magomed was doing a good job, always keeping his hand up high, so that was nothing. But the fight was very anticlimactic because we thought it was going to be a big knockout. You got put on, come out there doing that shit. And I mean, Ankalaev just did a very good job of getting extremely close to Alex Pereira, not overexposing himself and really pushing against the cage. There's one thing I gotta say too. When it comes to the ref breaking up, disengaging the athletes off the cage, I'm not the biggest fan of it. The reason why is because if Ankalaev Ankalaev can get him cross the void and push Alex Pereira against the cage and get some knees off in those short shots, it's Alex Pereira's job to get his ass off the cage, right? If I'm able to come across the void, put your back against the cage and beat you up with the knees and force you to, do something, it's your job to get off the cage. Now, Mark did break him the first time, and then the second time, he let it go on a little bit longer, and then Ankalaev was able to get the back, try to put the hooks in, and Alex Pereira was able to keep his balance. But I like to see the athletes fight more off the cage because it's a 25-minute fight, and that wears and tears. It blows the arms up, blows the legs up, the blood gets there, the lactic acid gets there, and then who knows what's going to happen in the fifth round if they would have stayed on even longer. So, but unfortunately, Alex Pereira loses his title. Now Magomed Ankalaev is the new champion